Everybody, we're back. Thanks for tuning in. Three Dudes Podcast.
Three dudes.
I got me, Liam Owens in the center, Broden to my left, Easton to my right. Easton talks the entire episode, has the notes.
Doesn't shut up.
This week, we're talking about the mob.
The mob, baby. The mob. We also have an addition to the episode. We have a carpet on the floor, guys. It's going to be wintertime. We got to save on that energy bill. We got a carpet. Makes it look a little bit more cozy. All the dudes are dressed up nicely. You guys look wonderful. I'm wearing the Vikings jersey because, again, we film these on Sundays. Vikings 7-1 today. Tough win against Commanders, but we get her done.
What percentage of episodes have you worn a Vikings jersey for?
2. Well, 2 episodes total. So 1 out of 17. You're the math guy on the show.
Nope. 2 out of 17.
I'm supposed to be the math guy.
Oh, you took it over last episode.
2 out of 17. That's like, I don't know. It's probably 8% per.
I'd say it's like
at 17
6.77%.
So you're looking at like 15, 17%, something like that.
Yeah. All right. But yeah, I mean, Vikings jersey, got to wear it. I'll that's fine. I'll wear it every episode.
He's really cranking this out.
I'm trying to think. So
I'm really cranking it out. I'm really this guy.
Really rubbing this equation out right now.
Yeah, the people listening are like, thank God I'm not watching the show.
Yeah.
He's doing he's just contemplating the math, guys.
I'm just thinking. If it was 2 out of 17, but then if it was actually 2 out of 20, then that would make it
10%.
Yeah.
Oh, so I was wrong.
Now
I was way off.
If you decrease that, now you're looking at probably 13%, 14.
Yeah. I said 6.77% times 2, which is 13.44%. 13.54%.
Well, let's double it.
I was thinking like
if you go
7%
down,
an episode.
If you go down, so then you actually make it out of 15. So then you do 2 out of 15, which is weird, but then double it.
He's just going to do this.
So I got it right here.
So then now it's 4 out of 30.
What did I said? 15 or 17 or something.
It's 11.76%. So I was probably the closest.
That was my next guess.
Off.
That's all right, though. All right, let's get into some comments. We only have one comment this week. I was a little lackadaisical with the posting on the space episode. Busy week for me, so I didn't even actually get a chance to cut any of the clips. But if you guys missed the space episode, it was a good one. Go watch it. So our one comment this week is from Lee Pinto. He says, "My very educated mother just served us 9 pizzas. Mnemonic device." That's for Liam not knowing the planets. My Mercury, very Venus, educated Earth, mother Mars, just Jupiter, served Saturn, us Uranus, 9 Neptune, pizzas Pluto.
Yeah, well, Pluto doesn't count anymore. Is this guy living in 2004 still?
2000. Yeah, I mean he might be, but my very educated mother just served us. What's a food that starts with N?
Served us 9. Just 9.
Just served us 9.
Just served us
in years in jail. She's a judge.
There's another one of those.
My very educated.
Like Pem does?
Yeah. No, not
Pem does.
No, that's not even clean.
Excuse my dear Aunt Sally?
Yeah. I just think of. No, I never. Whenever I hear PEMDAS, I just think of PEMDAS. It's just that's it for me.
Yeah, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Parentheses, exponents.
Yeah, but I don't need to use the please excuse my dear Aunt.
Well, because you've learned it.
PEMDAS. Yeah.
Before you had to use it because you didn't know.
I'm not saying you had to use it. I'm just saying it's a mnemonic device. Dude, you don't have to do it.
We should do an episode on mnemonic devices, man.
Nathan, look up. There's another one that I heard of those for finding out the planets. Look up mnemonic devices for memorizing planets.
There was one more.
Mnemonic starts with a Q.
Shut up.
Starts with a P.
Yeah.
P as in pterodactyl. Seen that? The guy called
P as in pneumonia.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you very much for the comment. We should do an episode on mnemonic devices. That might be a good one. Or like word patterns.
Words, language.
Yeah, language. What's the one where you abbreviations? No, not abbreviations. What's it called when you have like 3 letters?
An anagram?
3 letters for like NBA is a what? National Basketball Association. Is it an abbreviation?
Yeah, NBA.
Maybe. I don't
acronym.
Acronym.
Yep, that's what I'm thinking. That's right. Yeah.
This guy. English guy.
Matt. We got math guy.
No.
What are you again?
I don't know anymore now. I was the math guy.
No,
math guy, brain guy.
I feel like there's got to be something I'm better at than math.
We're going to change it
There's actually everything I'm better at than math, so let's figure it out.
We're going to change it from 3 dudes to 3 professors.
Yeah.
You know how to work a grill pretty good. I'll give you that.
I can work a grill. I'll hold that title.
No,
I'll take that title.
No, we came up with a name for you. Wasn't it the Pipe Assassin?
No, let's not do that one. Actually,
Okay.
Nathan, let's hear. What do you
math.
got? What do you forget?
Just like you want to hear
Mnemonic
another
flag.
one?
Yeah,
My very easy method just speeds up nothing.
that's not. I've never
That's-
heard that before.
That's
at all.
literally the first thing that pops up on Google.
Really?
Do the other one.
What's the second one that pops up on Google?
I don't know.
Okay, so my very educated mother didn't serve any pizzas.
My very educated mother just served us nachos.
Nachos works because Pluto's is out. Pluto's, all of them.
Or
all
noodles.
the Pluto's
How
are
did I
gone.
not think of nachos?
I was trying to think of words that start with an N, and I was thinking of like
foods.
Norwegian stuff. What's the
Just
shitty
served us Norwegian.
What's the shitty Norwegian bar?
naan? It's the bread.
Naan.
And they serve.
That's
in
not, is that
India.
Norwegian?
No, it's like Indian.
No, I was thinking lutefisk. That's with an L
That's
though.
fish. Yeah, that's how.
Lefse.
I don't think naan's
Lefse
that
is,
bad.
Lefse is so
I
good.
can't tell you if I've ever had it, but
I didn't. No, it's.
Have we done an episode on food?
not yet.
We did animals. I always think we did an episode on food, but it was just animals. And we had a little blurb of snacks in one of our episodes.
I think we got a little burp of just about everything.
we get it all. But that's the comments. Let's get into our topic this week, guys. The mob. And specifically the mob we're talking about is the American Mafia. I know there's I don't
Is
know.
the
there
mob the
but
same as the mafia? I've always
Yes.
wondered that.
It is. So the American Mafia, the definition of what we're going to be talking about on today's show is the American Mafia, commonly referred to in North America as the Italian-American Mafia. The Mafia or the mob is a highly organized Italian-American. Did I say it wrong?
What?
No, he was
Italian?
No, go ahead.
Oh,
I'm just-
you do.
Just talking about.
I think I said Italian instead of Italian, and people have like a weird hard on for
Tomato,
correcting people for
tomato.
that.
people have a hard on for correcting people for anything
Yeah.
because they love just saying, "No, you're wrong."
That's
and
why.
and then it's just a feeling of such
Like our TikToks
empowerment.
we
That's
post.
why I kept saying,
Yeah.
let's just say some shit we know is wrong because people will go out of their way
Rumor
to
boys.
just beat the shit out of us with comments and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
like when you talked about the Costner thing, we knew it was not really that true, and then everyone just ripped us on
Blew
TikTok.
And
This has been debunked.
that's when I had to say,
Okay.
yeah, like I don't know if this is true or not. I don't
Yeah.
think it is.
Well, I cut that out of the clip,
Which is
so we could
good,
add some
probably good.
controversy.
Good.
But yeah, it's the criminal society and organized crime group. So it actually started, and actually I'll just read from the notes so I don't fuck it up. But the mafia arose in Sicily, which I've always liked the word Sicily, that city.
Sicilian. I like that even
Yeah,
better.
a Sicilian slice.
Yeah.
A nice Sicilian
slices?
A nice Sicilian slice can get the people going, you know. Bring that to a party. You're now the life of the party.
That's huge.
During the late Middle Ages, I don't know when the Middle Ages is. I think it's like the 1400s, 1500s, or am I way
Sounds-
off?
Well, it's 2022 now, so if you go from 0,
The middle of the ages.
yeah,
Yeah.
I would imagine it's in that time frame.
Maybe that's why they named it that. Where it possibly began as a secret organization dedicated to overthrowing the rule of the various foreign conquerors of the island. The Saracens, Normans, and Spaniards. So it pretty much started in Italy. Did I say it wrong? Spaniards?
No, I'm just looking at bro.
Okay. You
I'm
guys
just fucking with you.
just eye fucking each other over
He
there.
just wanted to change his view.
Yeah, it's just better than looking at this. Is the bad side of my face, anyways. Nathan's got a hell of a view over here. But yeah, so it started in Italy, and that was the original mob, the mafia. He's lying. The mafia. And then once it came to America, it was like the late 1800s, and then it really picked up in the like 1920s, 1930s. Great Depression. They're like everyone's
Bootlegging.
down.
I'm sure
Yeah.
bootlegging had to
Bootlegging.
skyrocket it.
Yep.
Man, what the fuck? Speakeasies? Damn it.
Speakeasies?
God, that was so close. Fuck you. So close.
We call
Speakeasies.
these stories we tell peakeasies because it can pique your interest really easily.
way.
Yeah.
We also
your
believe
interest.
everything we say in this podcast wholeheartedly is true.
Yeah, absolutely factual. We would never lie.
No, I believe so. The other podcast, the business podcast, the professional side of things I have, one of our guests came on and we were talking about stories and stuff. And I told them, I said, I have another podcast and I believe I do research for it. I believe everything. Everything on the internet is true. It just makes life so much more fun. And she was on your guys' side. She
So
said, you probably shouldn't do that.
Yeah, don't.
But it's so much better.
Question everything.
That's, yeah. What, isn't there a saying or something where people are like, always say why, always ask why?
Not
Maybe.
always. Maybe like if you're like a 4-year-old kid and you ask me why every time I say something, I want to kick you real quick
Yeah.
and just stop asking.
Put
me
a sock in their
questions.
mouth.
Yeah. How about you go do something else somewhere?
I heard something about that where it was like, if you have a kid that does that, the best way to get him to shut the hell up is to
Kill
go,
him.
Why did is
And hit him.
Okay, the second best way to get him to shut up,
Glue their lips together.
is to ask them why they think.
But
That's
they
true.
always say kids have good answers to questions like that when they ask them create these hypotheticals that scientists can't figure out. And then they like, why, something about God. There's like, why do you know God exists? And then the kid gives this answer. It's like, yeah, creative answer.
Because it's probably, well, I mean, it would be incredibly creative because I don't think they've been influenced yet by any.
Outside source, yes.
Yeah.
Total blank canvas.
So
Coming
yeah,
at you.
whatever they're hearing, and then they just
It's just they
They're
got a
naturally
canvas
think
from them.
about
They
it,
got
yeah.
shit. It's like those people that do abstract paintings that just
Like Jackson
So-
Pollock.
they
Oh
just
my
fuck stuff
gosh,
up on the
dude.
wall. And they're
I
like,
wish I was
$1 million.
yeah. I was born like whatever 100 years earlier, and I could throw a can of paint on a canvas and
Yeah.
it'd be art, and I would
And
be
ride a
tired.
horse.
Yeah,
You look
Yeah.
like a guy
And
that
you
would
put
like
it up
riding a
there?
horse.
I've always thought that
You'd be
in a past life I was a cowboy. Absolutely, I feel like I should be a cowboy now.
Have you guys seen the movie Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
Just talking about that.
It's about he was a cowboy in the show, but I didn't really like the movie. People said it was really good. Quentin Tarantino, very hit or miss with his movies, I think. But I actually thought he a little bit. I was like, I think Liam could pull off this character.
As a cowboy?
Yeah, I kind of just compared you to Leo DiCaprio. So after the show, you can
Wow.
give me a pat on the back.
I'm
Liam
But,
DiCaprio.
yeah.
I'm
Liam DiCaprio,
There is
kinda got a ring to it
connection there.
his lesser known, didn't make it in Hollywood, brother.
Not yet.
You're early, yeah.
Not yet.
It's kind of like Mark and Donnie Wahlberg. But it's-
Donnie Wahlberg, a person?
Yes.
Oh,
Who the fuck is Donnie Wahlberg?
exactly.
Wahlberg's lesser known brother that didn't make it in Hollywood.
Damn,
That's what a lot of-
nobody knows.
That's what a lot of people say. Who the fuck is Donnie Wahlberg?
No, I mean nobody knows. Oh shit, never
It
mind.
happened,
He
though.
has that show, isn't it? Something Wahlburger. Doesn't he have his own restaurant?
Yeah, Donnie Don and the boys.
That's Mark's restaurant.
Yeah, it's Mark's restaurant,
Wahlburgers.
but yeah, the Wahlburgers. But I'm sure at some point he has his brother on the show.
It's a restaurant. What are you talking about? Has his brother on the show? It's
He's got
restaurant.
a show, doesn't he?
a show about the restaurant.
Yeah, he was like in Ted and stuff like that. Mark
No,
Wahlberg.
yeah.
That's a
Yeah,
different
he's an
show.
actor. Yeah, I fucking
Yes.
know that. No,
I don't know of any like reality
No,
show.
there's
or
a show. I thought it was Meet something. I thought it was Meet the
Meet the
Wahlburgers.
Wahlburgers.
Keeping Up with
Yeah.
the Kardashians.
Why would you say that?
The D'Amelio show.
Yeah.
I just finished it. It's pretty good.
I don't.
I
Nathan,
hate
does
you.
Mark Wahlberg
Go
have
outside.
a
There's gotta be a
reality
show.
show?
Dude,
Dude.
I swear to God, there was a show.
Watch the D'Amelio show.
I don't have time to watch anything.
That was quick. Nathan's got it for
That's
us
fair.
already.
It's called the Wahlburgers, and it was in 2014. There was 10 seasons of it.
Yeah.
Holy
Damn.
shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Who's got pie on their face now? Already?
Who's
I
got
never
dump-
said you
who's-
were wrong.
Who's got dump in their pants now? Liam, that's the saying.
That was it?
Yes, that's the saying. I told you I was going to try to fit it in
I
the show.
totally forgot about it.
Who's got dump in their pants now?
I
That's
love it.
great.
Broden does.
I
Broden
got
has
a lot
dump.
more
Good
dump
for
in my
you.
pants, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, you're lucky Broden doesn't stand up and turn around. He's got dump
Or
all
just-
over his
yeah.
pants.
Actually, you know what? I got a video of Broden on my phone with a little bit of dump in his pants.
What?
Yeah. A little, we were at Surs Valley Golf Course one day.
Bro, you dumped in your pants?
I'm sorry. I just,
Dude, that is crazy to say that on this.
it's all hearsay. I could be lying.
Is it fucking hearsay? I could be
lying.
With your reaction, it's
absolutely nuts.
Yeah,
with
well,
your
now you
reaction.
just confirmed. You could have denied the whole thing. I'll send you the video. You can put it on YouTube later.
That's a YouTube
That was a
show.
long time ago.
It was
That
the
was a-
summer.
Broden, we can cut that out. if you
Damn,
want.
fucking.
Everyone
I would love for you to cut that out.
Everyone shits their pants here.
All
and
right, we'll
there.
cut that.
That's
We're-
crazy. Because
we're-
I literally.
Well, we're cutting it, so say whatever you want to him now.
Yeah, say it.
No, it's fucking-
Say it. No, say it.
That's
say it.
crazy.
Listen,
That's just
I would. Well, okay.
totally fucking. The
I would
fact
like.
that-
I would like to take this moment to apologize for doing that. I think that was out of pocket.
Dude, out of the
I
shit
shit my
we
pants
could
all the
air
time.
out on this podcast for each other, and all the stuff I leave out that I don't say about you, and you're gonna fucking probably pull up one of my worst moments in
Bro
life.
shit his pants. In
maybe,
fact, I just made the decision. We're not cutting this out.
Whatever, I don't care.
maybe. Well, I don't know. I think you do because
not
your
anymore, I
initial
don't.
reaction says otherwise.
It's whatever.
Maybe we
But
do.
just now, I'm gonna have to like. Is everything on the table now for this?
No, it's not.
I think it's
Okay,
got to be after
listen.
that.
Okay.
If there was one thing I wouldn't want him to say, it was that I fucking sharted my pants.
sharded.
It's okay, man. I shart all the time.
I guess now. Okay, if we're gonna air some shit out, now that I said it, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said it. now, some point down the road, we do Three Dudes Podcast episode Dirty Laundry.
There you go.
And we sewer each other.
Oh, Patreon. Our first Patreon episode.
No,
And
this
we
one's
just-
going out there.
We just rip each other. I don't have a lot on you.
I got a lot on
Perfect.
both of you.
Yeah.
I'm like the middle guy here because I've known you.
You were
for
the
a really long
liaison.
time. I've known you for a long time, but you guys didn't know each other.
The liaison.
Yeah.
All right, let's get back into the show. We'll cut that part out though. I got you. Unless I forget.
Whatever. It
He's
is
like,
what it
you
is.
better not forget, you son of a bitch.
I'll make my
Where
decision.
were we at
All right.
before that?
I don't know. All right, so let's get back into the notes here. I don't know even what we were talking about, but the American La Cosa Nostra evolved from the Sicilian Mafia organization that first surfaced in New Orleans in the 1800s and later in New York City in the 1920s. So I think the American mob, the main area they were kind of doing their stuff, the illegal stuff, was in New York City.
Yep, I was about to say that. New York. They're in the Bronx. Over there in the Bronx in New York. Hey, I done a Tony's. I'll get a couple slices.
Down on 142nd,
142nd.
my
Hey,
cousin.
Hey, let
D'Angelo.
me get a chopped cheese. I'll a chopped cheese and a Lucy. Come on.
Yeah, so I mean, they were Italian, so there you go. So when did the mob start? You guys know when the mob started? I just told you a little bit, but do you know why it
The
started?
Middle Ages.
In the Middle Ages.
Yeah, but the American mob, that's what the show's on.
Why
mean,
it started?
When and why? I just told you. We're
Late
going to talk
1800s.
Yeah, so we're going to skip that part because I didn't get much research done on the late 1800s, but when it was in like the early 1900s, which we don't have to go when, but why do you guys think it started?
The mob. I mean, it's got to be something to do with prohibition.
Yeah, it's got
That's
to be.
my
It
immediate
is, yep.
guess.
And I didn't do much research on that because it was pretty much the one thing I researched is like popped up all over. It was like, yeah, kind of started prohibition. Obviously, it reversed. If you guys know anything about American history, we can drink alcohol. So it's not a thing anymore. But it flipped, and then they obviously went into different endeavors, which we'll get into a little bit down the road on our notes. But the American Mafia's modern organizational structure was created from Salvatore Maranzano in
That's
1931.
such a dope ass name.
Italians have such cool names.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That part of Europe.
Yeah,
Like
you don't
Italian people and Greek people have cool names.
you don't know any earls that live in Sicily.
Absolutely no.
No.
But that's not a bad name either. Not exactly Earl, but back in like Viking era, Ulrich.
Ulrich?
Is that
That's
like
basically like
derivative?
the Earl of Vikings right there, Ulrich.
Is that
Ulrich
like
is
kind
the-
of saying like how Jose is Joseph, but like Spanish?
Are you telling me
Or
that
like, are you telling me like Earl is derivative from Ulrich?
Well, there is. So the Earl actually, I think back in the Viking era, the Earl was actually like the leader of a group of people. Was the Earl? Nathan, look that up.
wasn't there a Duke of Earl?
I think that
There's
was
a Duke of a lot of
something
shit.
for Nathaniel to pull up
Pause.
as well.
Are you telling me that Joseph is the white Jose?
Yeah.
That
I've
sounds
never
about
heard
right.
that before.
Jose is like, that's like 76% of the word Joseph. So
Yeah. Like,
yeah, you would think
we
it's
got
like
100% of the name.
You would think it's like
100
Joseph though. What's your name?
No.
My name is Joseph.
But it's
You
weird
wouldn't
for
talk like that,
Spanish
though. Yeah,
names
I guess
because like you
Well,
get
Jose.
like Rodrigo
well, because
is
the J makes an
Roger.
H sound.
That makes sense, right? Rodrigo and Roger.
That makes sense because it both starts with an R.
Right. But like also
you could've-
Guadalupe is Mary.
What?
Yes.
What the fuck? What are you talking
So now
about?
you're
I'm
switching
dead
genders.
ass.
You're switching genders on that one.
No, I'm just saying
Where
like
did you
for
just pull that
names
from?
like
He made it up.
Spanish class
Seriously?
in high school. Yeah, dead ass. I'm pretty sure Guadalupe is like the Mary.
That was your Spanish name, was it not?
What was it? Or no?
Rodrigo.
Was yours?
Guadalupe. I was Mary in Spanish class. Yeah. No, I was Rodrigo.
Yours was? I was
Yeah.
Vicente.
He said, what were
I
you?
think I was like Jesus or Jose. I was a J name for sure.
You had to
John?
I
With
I
no
could
H?
see you
Yeah.
picking Jesus just so you could call yourself Jesus. Guaranteed.
Yeah. I think it was John with no H.
Nathan, what do you got?
I'm still trying to figure out exactly what you were talking about, like the Earl, as in like.
Are you a part of all this?
I'm listening, but I got lost.
No, he's wondering if the name Ulrich, which good luck spelling that.
Ulrich.
I was going O.
No, Ulrich.
Ulrich.
If Earl means Ulrich.
No, that's not what I said. The Earl. No, I said the Earl. I would say that like the modern day word Earl, like you're saying Jose and Joseph, would be like Ulrich back then. But I was also saying that the Earl is what they referred to as the name for like a leader of a group of people.
I feel like
Oh.
you're right. That's like a noble type term.
So
or something.
is-
Well, that's
Yeah.
because you remember the show Vikings? Do you ever watch that?
I've seen like clips of it. Never
so
watched
sick.
it.
So
It looks cool.
Did
Yeah.
they touch on the football team?
Yes, they did actually.
Did they? Shut
And
up.
they called the football team a bunch of fucking pussies
Hey,
compared
okay,
to the
never
real
mind.
thing.
Hey, 7-1.
7.
Yeah.
If you took a group of actual Vikings from like 500 years ago and put them on a football field, they would have never lost a game ever.
No, they would just get a lot of flags. Personal.
Teach them the rules, but they would never ever lose.
They wouldn't
Guaranteed.
follow any rules. They don't follow any rules.
But in this thing they have to follow. In this scenario, they have to follow rules.
In this specific scenario,
They're wild Vikings. They're just
Oh my
gonna
goodness.
pillage.
they're going to pillage the field and the fans.
Let's
which
just
is
have
not good
fun
for
with
my-
this one. Let's just.
Here's my side question because I'm sick of talking about real Vikings. The Earl of Sandwich. Do you remember that when we had it at Planet Hollywood in Vegas?
Oh yeah.
Did you like it? Because they say that's the best sandwich in Vegas.
I
That
love
was the
that. This
best-
is what
This
we
is-
have just so
Hold on,
far
hold on,
gone
hold on.
from our topic
See,
right
and
now.
you know what? No,
we went from the Viking era to a sandwich in Vegas in less than 2 minutes.
See, this is where I think you're right, is because the Earl of Sandwich would make it seem right.
Sandwich, the leader of the sandwiches.
That's crazy, but they say that's because I've had better sandwiches here. It wasn't bad. Wasn't bad. Wasn't a bad sandwich.
Just not you.
What did you
Maybe
get?
that's right. Maybe that's right.
That's
What
a piss off right there.
What do you mean, dude?
It wasn't bad. That's the
You
route you
can't-
get.
Like just because I don't like something and you do doesn't mean I'm wrong or you're wrong. That's a subjective thing, is to say whether
I
a
agree.
food is better or not.
No, I agree.
Well,
I just think
I
it's
think we
bullshit.
can all agree that steak should be cooked medium rare.
Yeah,
I
there's
think we
somebody
can
we
all
had a
agree.
conversation with about this not too long ago.
Yeah, and it's
Somebody who likes their steak well done and
well
likes to
done and
dip it
dipped
a lot
in
of
mashed
sauce.
potatoes. Yeah,
and they should be
sauce.
tackled and
And they should be
put in the back of the police car.
yeah, that was
They should be put on a football field with 11 Vikings.
Dude, I made a steak last night. It was a manager's special. Shit sucks so bad. I put it in the frying pan because I didn't want to go out to the grill.
what'd
so
you
like,
say?
Hold on,
You
was it a
made a
steak that you
steak last
ordered?
night that was a manager special?
Was
You
it
go
a
to-
steak that you ordered?
no, I went to the grocery store
Okay.
and they have like the manager's specials, which they're discounted a little bit to sell quickly because they're going to go bad soon.
I just did that early last week.
Yeah, so I did it yesterday.
And you cooked them in the frying pan and they kicked ass.
They weren't not bad.
They were
well,
pretty
I'm
Do you
grill
cook
master.
them full? I chopped it up and cooked them as just like little bites. That's kind of what I do in the frying
No,
pan.
the best way
That's-
to cook
yeah,
a
don't do
steak
that.
is you want to cook it and then chop it up to eat it.
Leave
Like
it-
if you're going to put it on a sandwich or slice it thin, cook it whole.
Leave it whole because the heat from the outside is going to slowly cook the inside, and that's how you end up becoming. You get it medium rare.
yeah, because
Little
Because after you
juicy.
after
all
you
my
remove
bites
it
were
from
well
heat-
done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because I mean
That's when it
you're
gets
you're,
tough.
you're heating up a very small piece of steak compared to if you have a full size. Because once you hit that internal temp of like 125, 130, then you take it off and you let it rest. It's going to continue to cook because it's storing heat.
Yeah. See, I don't have the. You know how you have the little pokers that you stick the meat in and it tells you
A
temperature.
thermometer.
I
Holy
just-
fuck.
Little pokers. Go
It
ahead.
was more fun. when
You don't
did
have
it.
one?
No, hey, look,
No.
that little thing on your dash that tells you how fast you're going in miles per hour.
The speedometer.
Oh yeah, that's what it is.
the speedometer. I just got that. No, I do this thing every time I cook a steak. I just Google the finger poke method.
That's like
Yeah, it's like this is
Medium
well, this is like well done. This is like medium
and
rare.
Really?
So if you poke your hand here, how this feels. If you poke your steak, it should be relatively close.
Really?
Which I'm not.
There's
I'm not Chef Roy, so
There's literally
I don't need
Chef
to.
roll. There's a good way to. It's meat or well done,
Yep.
medium well, medium, and medium rare, and then it doesn't. But
Yeah.
that's about what you press on this little
No
part.
shit.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
So that's every time, and I forget it. He seems to know it better than me, so I forget it. So every time
Yeah.
I cook steak, I'm like, all right, let's figure out the finger trick, and then I just do my little poking, and if it's good, you know.
I either time it or if you have a good steak, you can tell just by looking at it. So
Does it look back at you?
you only.
Oh,
it says,
it
"Take-
turns around
take
and
me
looks
off
at
the
you.
It's like I'm about well done.
You better get me off of this pan right now. So you either
Get me in your mouth right now. The steak says.
you can never say no to that. But you got to know your pan. You got to know what you're working with here. If you time it, so I mean, in my skillet on medium heat, it's 6 minutes on one side, 5 minutes on the other.
So do you go cast iron,
Yeah,
like on the
Always.
stovetop?
Oh, absolutely.
How
Yeah.
how often do you grill?
Whenever I can. I mean, obviously, it's
In the winter,
we're getting
do
into the
you-
winter months now.
Not
I'm
much.
Definitely not fucking with
You
that.
don't love to do that in the
No.
winter.
Yeah,
No.
unless I had a bigger house with a deck and I actually have my grill right there on the outside and I can get to it. Maybe I would.
Is your
But I
grill
mean-
by your garage?
Yeah,
Okay.
detached.
It's a
in the
good
back.
like 15, 20 feet away.
I'm not fucking with it.
You'd
But
have
the
to get
cast iron.
snow-
I mean, cast iron's great because I think I lean cast iron for a steak. Of course, I mean grill is nice, but when you put it in the cast iron and you can melt a shitload of butter in there and you
You do the spoon thing?
spoon it over the top. I do. I'm not fucking
Baste
with
it.
you. I do. You put onions and garlic in there. You put maybe a dash of some kind of seasoning. I mean, salt, pepper, garlic is really the most that you put on a steak,
I think that's the best. to
and
put
that's
on a
it.
Steak.
And that's
Have you
it.
ever soaked? It's not the right word.
Marinated?
Marinated.
There you go.
Soaked. Have you ever marinated your steak in soy sauce?
I haven't.
It's basically just salt.
If you
I
like soy
wouldn't
sauce-
understand. I do.
It kind of turns it into like a little Chinese steak.
Dude, my brother has the weirdest marinade that he does for steaks, and it.
Did you?
What's in it, man?
It's like chocolate syrup, like a can of
What?
Coke. Yeah, and it is so damn good.
Get that recipe,
Really?
man.
It,
We're gonna turn
there's
three
more
dudes.
to it.
We're gonna turn three dudes into
Culinary.
a whole content, just business. I think, and everything we talk about on the show, we're just start putting out separate pieces. Like one video will be us trying your brother's marinade.
Yeah,
There's the
we
three
should.
dudes,
and
cooking.
then
quick clip.
steak too.
and then we'll do a steak.
We'll try his marinade.
Can you guys
and
go
then we'll-
ahead try his marinade? But we don't live in Alabama, so I'm not trying his marinade.
You have to.
I actually,
Nor am I trying his meat that he marinades. So.
I just saw a TikTok today actually, where this guy he put a steak inside this fucking glass container, and he filled the whole thing up with Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce. Put it in the oven for I don't know how long, whatever, and he cooked it in the oven, and then took it out, put it in the pan, and it came out perfect. And it was supposed to be like a barbecue smoked steak.
Like you had a set time. That's the best when the recipes. Like the problem I have with steaks is that I cook them and like there's a way you're supposed to do it. Like you were telling me the temperatures and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like 5 minutes, 6 minutes. I just like it to tell me what to do, set it, forget it, come back, food's good. That's what I prefer.
That's
Where steak's kind of an art. You have to get better
Yes,
at it.
That's what I'm. That's the beauty of it for me is because it's like you remember playing baseball and then you'd like oil up your glove.
Yep.
There's something
it in.
something about the effort and the art of putting oil on leather, or like when I oil my work boots. There's something about that is
The
like
oil work boots.
yeah, it's leather
If it's real leather, you should oil whatever it is.
every 3 months. Anyway, but that's where it matters to me. You can do sofas too. I do
I
my
think
sofa.
this is
I have
faux.
I have conditioner. I have
This is probably
shit
yeah.
for my couch at home. But anyway, that we're like it's an art form. It's like it's a craft that you have to master, and that's where it matters to me. Because when I make a steak and then Broden takes a bite out of it and he tells me that he wants to kiss me on the mouth because it tastes so good.
and then you guys start kissing on the mouth.
Dude,
Yeah,
I tell him
after
that
dinner.
even after,
After
a shitty steak.
after
Just
dinner.
because I want to get kissed.
Just the tire
Yeah.
pump.
It feels
'Cause I wanna
good.
get kissed.
Yeah, I'm so lonely. Oh, but
we
it's
should,
fun.
Let's do an episode on hobbies. We could talk about
Kissing.
grilling and
Yeah.
oh yeah, that too.
Well, that's what we're like grilling and like cooking in general is like. It kind of
When you
it's
do
something
good,
that I just like. I don't know why. Like I don't want to say I naturally learned it, but I grew up like my dad cooked dinners and my mom and everything like that, and
Yep.
so I grew up watching them cook, and I picked up a few things, and then I got to start living on my
It's-
own, and I hunt all the time. So I'm like, well, if I'm gonna harvest this animal and take it home, I got to learn how to cook it, what different meals I can have, what things I can cook.
Did you go deer hunting this weekend?
No.
We went deer hunting a couple weeks ago. Got one with my truck.
Yeah, no
Yeah, we
shit.
talked about
I remember standing over it saying, I don't want to kill this deer.
That's all right. You didn't
you
have
have
to.
to though.
let's-
I would've.
Speaking of that, like that's a crazy thing. We used to have this cat. It was a stray before we got it.
Killed it.
You killed it? I was like,
Yeah.
this story's
Dude,
taking a wild turn.
I just choked that cat till it stopped moving. No,
You pin a cat
it
up
was
against the
it was
wall.
a stray cat, right? And so like we always let it outside because it just wanted to go outside all the time.
Yep. Probably had to piss a lot.
Yeah,
Small bladder.
you
know
let it
how-
outside, and most
it's
cats would bring home like a dead bird,
Yes,
brought
not
back a deer.
no, dude. It would be out in the yard,
Just
and
riding
we'd
the
hear
deer.
some like terrible noises. It would like maim like baby rabbits and stuff, and like me and my dad would have to go out there and put these rabbits out of their misery.
So this is like
all
a
the
murder
time.
cat.
Yeah, dude. Oh, well, they say like it's like proven. I don't know. Okay, you know what? This is true. Actually, I'm gonna say it's true.
We're going on record right now.
Domestic house cats are the only animals that kill for sport besides humans.
Really?
And I think that is true, to be honest. I really do.
I bet that makes sense.
That's
if
true,
they're,
guys.
If they're
Argue us.
domesticated, they don't have to kill animals because their
No.
food is
And
supplied.
like, because I've seen it with that cat, like that cat would trap like a little rabbit or a mouse in a window well and just play with it until it wanted to kill it.
Yeah, cats. That's why I don't fuck with cats or girls with cats, really.
Or girls.
oh, no thanks.
I'm good.
None for me, thanks.
Yeah, I'm trying to quit.
More for the rest of other people. All right, let's get back into the mob.
Yeah, let's talk about
we
the
take
mob.
it a little bit. Take it a little bit.
Holy
guys,
shit.
we're sorry. That's what you listen for, though, right? So how it works is this Salvador guy who created the organizational structure created the structure of how the mob works. So he created 5 families, each of which would have a boss, an underboss, capos, soldiers, and associates, and then a consigliere. Out of those names, I definitely want to be a consigliere.
He sounds
That's
like
the
he
coolest.
pleasures people.
Yeah, that's it. That's not his job, but
Excuse me?
yeah, that's who I.
Yeah, that's a bad one.
That's who I. All right, that's who I'd want to be if I was a part of the crime syndicate. That's a cool. I think the crime people just have the coolest words, like a syndicate.
Yeah.
That's cool too.
You don't hear that often.
I thought about like when I was starting my company actually, and I called it Bennett Creative Media. Syndicate was a word I was playing with.
Really?
I don't know, just like something syndicate, the camera syndicate.
Yeah.
That just sounds so.
Bennett Syndicate Media.
But then it's like the Bennett Syndicate. That's like that sounds like they're doing illegal activities, which we are still, but we just named it different.
Less suspicious that way.
He's looking at me like, "What?"
No,
I'm kidding.
I'll
Guys.
tell
We're
you
legal.
why I'm looking at you like that, but after the episode.
We're legal. And then the associates. So the soldiers, everybody above the associates had to be full-blooded Italian-Americans, while the associates could come from any background. All inducted members of the mafia are called made men. This signifies that they are untouchable in the criminal underworld, and any harm brought to them will be met with retaliation. It's kind of cool. You get inducted into the mafia, and now you're a made man.
That's tight. I
Yeah,
like
if
that.
somebody ever wronged you, whoever wronged you is going to have just a
Pretty much.
large amount of people trying to hurt them or their loved ones.
Can you imagine being part of a community that if anyone fucks with you, immediately everyone else in the community is going to go just do horrible things to that person?
It still happens
yeah,
today.
I'm sure that's what Manson was going for.
Probably.
right. Like if the government tried to do something to him, that his people would just try and blow up a city or something.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really know too much about Manson. We have a cults episode coming soon, but
Charles Manson.
old
guy
Charles,
was
old Chuck
fucking
Manson,
nuts.
you know.
Already touched
Was
on
he the
cults.
dude that did the Kool-Aid? Was that Charles Manson? Why the Kool-Aid? Like I didn't drink the Kool-Aid. You know what I'm talking about?
I'm not sure.
Because like there
I
was
feel
a
like it might
cult
have
leader
poisoned
that,
the Kool-Aid?
that poisoned. Yeah, that poisoned a bunch of Kool-Aid or water or whatever.
Yeah, I can't remember. We'll get into it in the cults episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, that'd be kind of cool if you had just like a whole bunch of just a crew that's just
Well, just
willing to
think
kill.
how big the mob is, like how
Huge.
far your reaches and connections extend.
Right? Yeah. So the administration, the top 3 people are called the administration. And this is what I was talking about before we started filming. The amount of structure within the mob is incredible to me. I didn't realize that it was like, it's almost like the US government has president, vice president, secretary of
As a Senate,
state, or is it secretary?
Secretary of State,
Is that the
Secretary
third
of
one?
Defense.
Secretary of State, is that
it
the
goes
third one in
President, Vice President, Speaker of the House.
Speaker of the House? That's what I was looking for. Yep. So that's like, they're pretty much doing with this with the, are you laughing because he knows that?
Yeah, why do you know that?
I mean, I should know
Dude,
that too.
you
We
should
vote-
know it.
Hey, we
It's
vote-
a person that you vote for
Yeah.
that
I
helps
just-
run the country.
We vote for things like this. That's why I was like, I said it and I was like, God, I should know this. But
Maybe I should, but whatever.
the crime world has this same shit, which is actually kind of cool. So we're going to start from the top. The boss. The boss is the head of the family, usually reigning as a dictator, sometimes called the Don or
The
Godfather.
Godfather. The Don.
The Godfather.
Yeah, I saw that on the notes.
And that's where
Would you rather be called the Don or the Godfather?
I think the Don would be kind of
I
hard.
think that'd be awesome.
Yeah,
I was gonna
like
say the
that.
Don because I like the feeling of being, hey, I run this whole show. I'm the man, but the Don doesn't sound like I do.
Mhm.
Yeah, it does.
Don's like, well,
Well,
it doesn't. The
that's 'cause-
Godfather sounds a little bit more like I'm running the
The
ship.
Godfather
That's a
sounds
big
like you
name.
really want to be a badass because of the movie. That's what I think it sounds
But
like.
I think the movie came somewhat of 60 years after the name was originated.
Right, but the Don.
The
I
Don.
think you think about that is because we used to call people Donnies.
I was
when
just
they
gonna
were
say,
dumb as hell.
I was gonna say the reason I think the Don is stupid is because of the nickname we used to give stupid people.
Yeah.
I used to have a teammate, and
His name is Don.
no,
Oh, his name was
Well-
Godfather,
Don
Yeah.
Rickles.
no,
and he
but
was dumb as hell.
he looked just like Pablo Escobar, and so his nickname, everyone called him Chapo, and then so because his name was Chapo, everyone just started calling him Chapo the Don,
Chapo the Don.
Chapo
Yeah.
the Don, and that's hard. That is
Yeah,
a tight
Chapo the Don. I mean, that's better than some nicknames.
And
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
that guy is a cool motherfucker because I've had the chance of talking to him, but
so tight.
You've
yeah.
talked to
I
Chapo
love
the
that
Don.
dude. Yeah.
I
The Don.
regularly, like not all the time.
I
But
wonder where
keep
the
in touch.
Don stemmed from. That's probably something I should have researched. But I wonder if it started with a guy named Don, and then
Like
another
Donatello
family's
from
like,
Ninja Turtles.
probably not, but it could have been.
How cool would that be?
But if there's a different family,
Sorry.
if there's a different family, they're like, you're the Don of our family. And then they just started calling all of them the Dons.
My mom is the Don of her family
Shut up.
She is, yeah.
because her name.
Quite
is
But,
literally.
but
yeah.
is she the Don of the family?
No, but I did also have a grandfather whose name was Don.
So instead of the
D-O-N.
Godfather, he was the
He's-
grandfather?
He was the Don. He was the Don father.
Do you think it could have been coined from because it's the dawn of the day, so the day starts at dawn, and so the whole family is stemmed from?
But it's spelled
the very
different.
It's
start.
spelled D-O-N.
It is spelled different. Sure. Yeah.
I wonder,
But
Nathan, where did the Don come from?
Yeah. Look it
Like,
up
why
right
did
now.
they start calling him the Don?
While you look at that, I'll go into a little bit more notes. The boss receives a cut of every operation. Depending on the family, the boss may be chosen by a vote from the cap. So capo, as I said earlier, is part of the whatever syndicate. The capo regimes is what's called of the family. In the event of a tie, the underboss must vote, which is right under the boss.
So
Nathan,
the
you got it
vice
for us?
president.
I do. Was it the mafia as a criminal institution originated in Italy?
Well, the-
so in
yeah.
Italian, the word Don means boss.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Makes sense. Boring. I thought it'd be a way cooler story.
Yeah, there was a badass
So
guy
cool.
named Donatello or Don or
Yeah.
something. You
It's
know,
like,
something
no,
crazy. And
it
he
just
killed,
translates
Yeah.
to the boss.
He just killed people with
Yeah.
his knuckles is all.
Nothing
So-
crazy.
So the underboss, like you said, kind of the vice president,
Yeah.
usually appointed by the boss, is the second in command of the family. The underboss often runs the day-to-day responsibilities of the family or oversees its most lucrative rackets. So the boss must not be doing shit, hey?
No.
Well, he's pulling out the strings.
It's like, what do you think the owner of like a giant ass business does? Probably nothing. He hires everybody out to do all the shit he doesn't want to do.
Hire good people and
But
get
that's
out of
the
their way,
thing.
man.
Yeah, that's what you've earned that right.
But the
Exactly,
CEO of a
that's what I'm
company
saying.
like
They
the
don't
Don,
do shit.
like the Don of a crime family, they're probably still working on the day-to-day.
That's kind of where you want to strive to get to that point. where-
Absolutely. You want to work that hard so you don't have to work that hard.
Okay, that's what you're getting at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to. It sounded like for a second you were bashing the Don.
No, you
Okay.
don't
Don't
bash
bat-
the Don. Dude, if there's any Dons out there, leave me alone.
You don't
Please
bash the Don. Put
save
that
me.
on a t-shirt. Guys, we're going to do merch actually too.
Yeah.
We talked about that. We'll talk about that at the end of the show.
Yeah.
If you guys make it to the end of the show, that means you're people that will buy merch.
You're
So
dedicated.
that's the people we want to talk to.
Or you just skipped.
That's true. They're like,
Maybe.
fuck, I got to get to the end. I want to get this merch. I want to get the Don shirt. The Don shirt's going to be so good. The underboss is usually first in line to become acting boss if the boss is imprisoned and is frequently seen as a logical successor. So it's pretty much exactly like the vice president.
It's got to be like the eldest son of somebody, and then second in line is like his kid or his little brother or something.
Do you remember? Do you ever watch the movie The Punisher?
Yeah. The old one with
No, the new one.
The bald guy's in it, no?
the new
Vin Diesel?
show.
No, not the show. The movie. Because there's two. So there's the original one that came out in like the 70s or 80s,
Yeah.
and then there's a newer one that came out in like the 2000s.
Like early 2000s?
2000s
That's the
got-
ones I'm talking about where the
Yeah.
guy actually gets stabbed.
Is that Vin
Yes.
Diesel?
Yes.
That's what I'm talking
Yes.
about. Yeah. So in that show, I mean, that's very mafia mob like, to where there's a family with a lot of money and a lot of power, and they were moving all these drug deals and everything like that.
Right,
And that's where
right.
everything stemmed from. And so that was the next in line was his oldest son, all that shit.
Exactly.
It's kind of like in, I want to say England. I get the England, UK, and Britain all fucking mangled together.
Dude,
are
that's
they the
'cause
same?
They are.
Yeah.
Ireland and UK are right next to each other. And then the UK is like all of England plus Northern Ireland. Great Britain is like the main island of England.
Who the fuck has the
Northern
king?
Ireland.
And who has the queen? The queen that just died.
The
What?
Queen, it's the Queen of England.
England.
So that's
what I
just
mean.
like
Okay.
the mainland without Northern Ireland and all that shit.
So the UK is that whole little area.
Yeah.
Okay.
Minus Ireland.
That fucks with minus geography. You know geography is my
I
worst
do.
subject, man.
And dude, I'm an avid Google Maps.
I
so-
know it.
Yeah.
This fucking
That's
guy.
why if we're ever on a trip and we're in England, he's gonna be like, actually, the island's just north of us. But
Yeah.
God, fucking someone shoot this guy.
Dude, if
We need to go
Ireland
over
was
this
just
street
north
over
of
here.
us, we'd have to be on a boat. So
Ireland's an island.
Ireland is an island, yeah. But if Ireland was just north of us, where would we have to be?
On a
Australia.
boat or swimming.
In the water.
Okay, that's fair. That's
we,
fair.
we could be swimming.
Stranded.
Submarine,
Stranded in space or in the ocean?
plane.
Okay,
Gotcha.
you win.
No, you just concede your answer to me. Okay, but yeah, geography fucking sucks, bro. I hated that shit.
Okay.
It was so easy. Geography
I
was
wanna,
easy.
I want to slander geography.
All you had
I
to do
guess
was
so.
look at a picture and remember what it had on it.
We did the states test.
Yeah.
You remember how bad I was at it?
I think I got all of them right.
I was
plus
like,
more.
Bet you
30
fucking did.
I was in the 30s, high 30s.
I'm telling you, if I look at something, I can remember it if I want
I
to.
know you were telling me about your photographic memory.
Yeah.
That's what I was talking to one of my coworkers earlier this week. I just started working with a young kid, and he goes, "Man, I hated history going through high school." And I'm like, "That's the only thing that never changes."
Yeah, it's the same.
If you're gonna learn something and be bad at it, you're crazy because history doesn't change. It's history.
That's why
Math,
that was
the
my
numbers are always
favorite.
Different. Yeah.
That's why history's my favorite, is because that's probably, yeah. I mean,
Unless you
I
wanna
like history
rewrite it.
because it's very motivational of you.
Dude, no, I mean like,
Unless you wanna
how much
rewrite
of
it.
history do you think like
Is
in,
true.
in a school textbook? What are they lying to you about? 'Cause
Oh,
obviously-
everything. Oh,
you know
dude,
what I mean?
our textbooks and
What do you think I'm going to say right now?
Everything. That's what you're gonna
No,
say.
I'm going to say I
What did
believe
they?
it all.
9/11.
Yeah.
That you specifically think they're lying about 9/11.
No, everything in that book is true. Has to be.
You're nuts.
Dude, no,
I'm just
you
joking.
don't think
Okay.
that.
I'm
Thank you.
joking.
I'm joking.
No, I mean, history's my favorite subject, but the
It's a
geography
cool
part
subject.
of it, shitty, horrible. If I went over to Europe, which I don't even know what the fuck Europe is, this makes me sound like an idiot, but like,
It's
there's
a
so much-
continent.
yeah, but it's also like an area of people.
Dude, yeah, that's what continents are.
And I don't know what's in it.
Areas of people.
I don't know what it is. I don't know what's in it
It's a
really.
landmass.
I don't know where it
like a
turns from
tectonic
Europe
plate.
to like, so what's like Europe and Asia? Where does that split?
in somewhere in Russia. And
See, somewhere in Russia. That's the answer I get. That's why I hate geography.
it's like halfway.
and then Russia's in there. Now.
It's like
Russia-
somewhere in Russia.
Russia's like the only continent or the only country that goes between two continents.
Which is just
Like one of the only ones
Yeah.
or the only one.
where's
something
India? What's India part of?
like that. India's actually a subcontinent, technically. But they think
fuck is this guy?
Do you understand?
Now we're talking, no, I don't understand shit.
Do you
This
know-
subcontinent. What
Now
are
do
you
you-
talking about?
Now do you understand why I hate fucking geography? It's stupid. Someone made it up in a bedroom. They're like, let's just fuck all this
dude,
up. for
somebody
everybody.
made up land and water? Somebody made it up.
No, they
do
made
you
up the
mean?
stupid borders that they're like, these are
Oh,
continents.
absolutely.
And
They
then
didn't make
are
them up.
stupid. They gerrymandered all of it.
This guy was standing here and this guy was standing here, and then at some point they decided, you know what? I don't like that guy.
Yeah.
Don't cross over this line or I'm gonna fuck you up. And then
Yeah, but
that was
then-
it.
yeah, I don't know. We'll have a geography episode too. We're gonna have so many episodes on so many things, but
We're never stopping until
We're
we
gonna
die.
be fucking geniuses by the time we're fucking done. with
Maybe.
doing
We're all
this.
gonna be brain guys.
and our teacher
Can't wait.
is Broden.
Yeah, he's really learning us.
And I'm the dumbest teacher you guys could have definitely had on here. So.
Yeah, hey.
Yeah,
Let's
you
talk
found
about
it.
the mob, huh?
Yeah, consigliere. The consigliere. So this is the one that I would want to be.
Is this one I said was the pleasure?
Yeah, the pleasure. So what do you think it actually does?
Don't know.
He does hurt.
I
us.
think of concierge when you say that.
Consigliere, I think maybe he distributes the orders from the boss to other people below him.
Nope. So the consigliere is an advisor to the family and sometimes seen as the boss's right-hand man.
It's like the cabinet.
Pretty much, yeah. So he's like, he's not even a part of it. Well, he is, but he's not really. The boss pretty much picks a guy, one of his best friends usually, and says, "You're my consigliere."
Someone he confides in.
Trusts,
Yeah.
all that. Yep. He is used as a mediator of disputes and often acts as a representative or aide for the family in meetings with other families, rival criminal organizations, and important business associates.
So it's like a dude that like isn't your family, but like is like so like if I had mafia, like you guys would be my consiglieres.
Yes, if there was a Wunderlich mob family,
Yeah.
you'd pick me or Liam to be your consigliere. Yeah, and who would you pick?
Who would I pick?
Yeah, tell us right now.
Nathan.
You're crazy.
That family would go down so fast. Just
Damn.
in a heat of flames.
Nathan, I think you're smart enough to be a consigliere.
Thank you.
And that's exactly why I'm picking you.
I appreciate that.
Smart enough?
Nathan, I think you got a cell phone that works, so you're gonna be my consigliere.
He'd be the Googler for you.
Yeah. You Google my shit.
No, but the consigliere. So you remember in The Punisher when fucking he gets that guy and he fucking ties him up and he's
Oh yeah.
poking him with the popsicle,
Right.
making him think that he burns him, and he's fucking forcing information out of him.
Yeah.
That was that guy's consigliere.
He was the consigliere. Huh?
That is so crazy.
Dude, I
This
think it-
all ties together, and you've
You know
never
what
seen
I
it.
think is crazier is that
need to watch
you
it.
remember
You need to
that
watch it.
scene so well.
I've seen that movie so many times.
Yeah, but like you can't remember what happened.
can't
last
remember
week,
shit.
But you remember that movie. And when's the last time you seen that movie?
Years ago.
But that's like things
But I've
I
seen
remember
it so many-
music lyrics so well, but I can't remember where the fuck India is.
You especially because you memorize some of the craziest songs I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Songs, yeah, and
We're talking about songs that aren't even
Movies.
American.
things that yeah. Things that don't matter to life. I'm really good at just
It's
Putting
it
up
gets
there.
stored up there.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. A whole bunch of this shit that I tell you guys has no value whatsoever,
Yeah.
but it's in my brain.
What's value to you?
well,
It's not that valued to me.
Knowing
I just
the-
heard it or saw it
Still
once.
know it though.
knowing the location of Greece probably matters more than knowing the lyrics to a comedy song.
Bullshit.
No one gives a fuck.
No one gives a shit where
Greeks do.
Greece is.
Greeks do.
Yeah, maybe Greeks do.
Yeah, it's like saying-
I've never met a Greek in my life except for
Do you
the
think-
Greek gyro that I ordered from Arby's 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Do you think knowing the location to North Dakota matters? How many people know where North Dakota is?
I'd say more than the people that know where Greece is at.
No, I say less.
I don't even know
Which
where
country are you
Arby's
talking
is.
about?
You know where it is.
You know where
Thanks,
it is.
Nathan. You live there, I hope.
Well, he's a consigliere, so
He's a consigliere.
Yeah, to my dumbass mob that I have going on.
So-
full of dipshits.
So yeah, I'll watch the Punisher. Actually, I've been on this movie
Please
completely.
do.
So
I'm
gonna
gonna
add to
fucking
the
touch
list.
on that real quick. I gotta tell Broden something.
'Kay.
Now that we're talking about it. But so the original Punisher that came out in like the 60s or 70s.
Right.
So Dolph Lundgren.
Is it Dolph Lundgren?
Dolph Lundgren
Wait, from
from
Just Go
Rocky
With It?
movies.
Yes.
From
Yes,
Just Go
That's
With It?
what you. No, fuck off.
Dude, no, just go with
no,
it.
yeah,
Nick
yeah,
Swartzen
Nick Swartzen,
says
yeah.
he's Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah,
Is it
that's
Dolph
so
Lundgren?
funny. That is hilarious.
I didn't know that was an actual real person. I thought he just made up a name.
No, Dolph
You didn't-
Lundgren.
You never watched Rocky?
I
haven't
didn't.
seen
I
all
didn't
of
put
them.
2 and 2
Can't say
together.
I've seen all of
Come
them.
on.
Yeah.
No, but anyway, so Dolph, young Dolph,
Young Dolph.
he is he dead?
Yeah, Young Dolph is dead.
Anyways,
Just like
Happens.
Takeoff.
So all right, so fucking Dolph Lundgren was the original Frank. So Frank Castle was the main character in the
Right,
Punisher.
yep.
He was the original Frank Castle in the first Punisher movie that came out.
And
Related
then
to
he ended
Fat-
up-
but
And
you
then
didn't
he
know
ended
that.
up being the
related to Thad Castle.
dude. Just stop.
Sorry.
We're having a conversation.
This
here.
is
I just
serious
wanna be
stuff.
part of it.
Yeah, fucking Vikings. So anyway, so I was actually this week I was just talking to my foreman about this because we were on the drive home, and
I'm a Bears fan now because
how
of you.
sick would it have been to have, because Dolph wasn't the Russian in the new movie that came out, newer, but how sick would it have been if he was the Russian, and he's actually Swedish anyway.
Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that would have been a cool nod to make him the Russian guy that busted in.
Dude, I love speaking of that, like all the nods they do, like in these remakes or like sequels of movies
Yeah.
where they have like these old actors in. Almost kind of like how they give like in all the Marvel movies, Stan Lee like
Yeah.
makes a
Always in
cameo
there.
and all.
Oh my god,
And
that
the
makes me
crazy
so
part about
happy.
that. So like if you guys ever got into the comics and were like a nerd about that shit like I was when I was a kid, they think, yeah, L7 weenie, whatever you want to call it, loser. Yeah.
I didn't get into comic books, but I hear you. Some people are weird like that. Go ahead.
Dick.
I'm just kidding. Man. Comics are cool if you have them.
I don't have them anymore, but I read them as a kid.
If you read them before,
I would
bed,
love to
it's
have them
fine.
because they're worth money now. But
Yeah, it's true.
If they're
But-
sealed.
so Stan Lee's like appearance and all those, he's an actual character from the comics.
What
like,
is he?
It's called the One Above All. Like he's basically God of that universe.
He's the Don of the Marvel
Yes, he's
universe.
the Dawn of that universe. Yeah.
To tie it back into the episode
Yeah.
topic
Perfect.
that we're not talking
But
about.
yeah,
Speaking of the
Stan Lee
Dawn,
actually, that's an actual character that
Didn't he
he's
die
supposed-
though? So he's not going to be in
Stan Lee's
anymore?
dead. He's not going to be anymore. But apparently, that's like why he's in all of them.
They should get a stunt double that he can still be in them.
A stunt.
No,
Stan
fuck
Lee's
that.
87 million year old ass
Or-
is going to kick somebody in the head.
Or they take his body, put him in the movie. It's like a Weekend at Bernie's type deal.
I was just going to say that. And they have him over there just like shooting laser beams out of his
Yeah.
eyes or
He's
some
just
shit.
doing fun stuff and he's
Yeah.
dead. So Capos, also known as Capo Regime or Capo, whatever you want to pronounce
Capo
it as.
Caco of the New York Rangers.
There you go. Capos, they're also known as captains. They're in charge of a crew, a group of soldiers who report directly to the capo. Each crew usually contains 10 to 20 soldiers and many more associates. A capo is appointed by the boss and reports to him or the underboss. A captain gives a percentage of his and his underlings' earnings to the boss and is also responsible for any tasks assigned, including murder.
Good grief.
You're
You
about-
said soldiers though
nerd.
in there. Do they
Yep.
actually call them soldiers?
So the captain is the leader of this group of soldiers.
And they that's their technical term
Yep.
in the mob.
And that's a
crazy.
great transition
That's almost
into
as cool as being the Don. What do you do? Like what do you do? I'm a soldier.
yeah, but soldier seems like you work under someone. Kind of you're just like a.
Yeah, but soldier sounds kind of
But soldiers aren't leaders.
Would you rather say you're a soldier or the Don?
Anything that
Exactly.
prefaces with a the means you're better than a one word.
right.
You know. What
Okay, would you here
I mean?
we
I'm
go.
the blank.
Yeah.
Would you rather say you're the soldier or the Don? Like you're the warrior or the Don?
Still the Don. I'd
The
say.
warrior still has to take orders from the Don. So
Yeah, but who does? Who's the more
Plus,
badass person?
I think it's because
Well,
we
yeah,
have.
but you could be the boss or the plumber. Guess what? The plumber still has to go snake shit out of a drain, and the boss sits at a desk. So I'd rather be the boss.
Yeah, you could also be the leader of the grocery store or the guy who stocks the shelves. I mean, like that.
No,
that could go both ways. You know,
It's
what I
in
mean?
no, it's in reference to the knowledge we already have. We know the soldier works or fights under a hierarchy.
But the
Whereas we
fact that
know
they
the Don
call them
has
soldiers,
no
though,
person above
is like-
him.
He's the Don.
Like, are they actively out there fighting every day? Probably
Not fighting
actually.
because it's not like
But that's
the
what
movie 300, but they're killing people on the streets of
Dude,
New
the
York.
movie 300 is an insane movie.
We're not going to go into that. Okay, that's a 20-minute tangent we can't get on right now.
We've already had 20 minutes.
Yeah, and we're one page in.
Oh my God, no, we aren't.
We're so fucked.
Yes.
All right, we gotta fucking
We can't-
hustle.
Read.
Okay.
I'm gonna shut my mouth for the next 30 minutes.
Yeah, stop talking
It's
about
only notes for the rest of the
stop talking
episode.
about the movie The Fucking Punisher. That's
It's so good. It's so fucking good. You'll know when you watch it.
Look, he's restarted the cameras. We're an hour in. Fuck.
Are we actually?
Yeah, we're gonna be.
Holy fuck.
It's a 2-hour special. It's a 2-hour special on the map.
Fuck.
Guys, we could do 2 episodes.
We've never done to it.
I know, but you have the mob part 1, the mob part 2, and then we have the one we're gonna film after this.
Oh, now you,
Oh,
now you
you
spoiled
cut
it.
that out.
Spoiled it.
Guys, we could have the mob part 1 and the mob part 2.
That's
We're
true.
at an hour.
We'll
I
see.
mean,
We've never usually followed a part 2 episode, so
well, there's got to be.
No,
we got to pop
you
the
don't
cherry.
follow them up. It's that you post them later on.
No,
I think so.
you go back to back. I think no or no. Okay, post it
Absolutely
later
not.
on.
Yeah,
Okay.
you just do one and then you go
We could
Like-
cut it in half.
a year from now. You say, you know what, we
we're
didn't
gonna do it again.
finish all our conversation about.
Well, we're gonna do the whole episode. If we cut it at an hour 15, then we'll do it. But we have to continue right now speaking about the.
Yep. Continue.
Here's the thing,
So-
if we cut it at an hour 15, we've talked about the mob for 10 minutes. This is the fucking problem.
We would have to do the title, The Mob plus The Punisher.
No, it would be The Punisher. We also talked about the mob. a little
And the
bit.
Little Mob.
God damn it. All
Okay,
right.
so soldiers, the main workers of the family, usually committing crimes like assault, murder, extortion, intimidation, and more. In return, they are given profitable rackets to run by their superiors and have full access to their family's connections and power. So the soldiers on the day-to-day are the ones doing all the fuck shit we think of when people say the mob or the mafia.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. They're the most badass.
But they make fucking chump change compared to the
Right.
Don.
Yeah.
And the Don doesn't do anything. He just goes for massages and watches old movies probably.
Sounds great.
Buys his wife fake tits and stuff. Yeah.
Slick back hair,
Yeah.
Sounds nice.
itty bitty jeans. Probably got it all.
No.
Probably
Itty bitty
pours
jeans.
water on his
Yeah.
steak.
Fuck no.
Yeah,
think
probably
that-
slops the steak up.
Yeah.
Uh,
Ugh. Liam's like a steak guy. Yeah, we'll add that to the episode title, steaks.
steaks.
Sloppy
Yeah.
steaks.
Once a member is made, he is untouchable, meaning permission from a soldier's boss must be given before he is murdered. When the books are open, meaning that a family is accepting new members, kind of like a tattoo artist.
Oh.
Kind of like a now hiring sign in
Yeah.
your window.
The books are open. We're taking new made men at our crime family.
Taking new delinquents.
A made man may recommend an up and coming associate to be a new soldier. So associates are under soldiers,
Soldier boys.
under soldiers. An associate, getting into associates, not a member of the mafia, but works for a crime family nonetheless. An associate can have a wide range of duties, from virtually carrying out the same duties as a soldier to being simple errand boy. So what I like to think of as associates are people they do business with. So even a restaurant owner, where you know how in like mob movies they go into the back of a restaurant and have their meetings.
Yeah.
That restaurant owner would be an associate.
Right.
Makes
And they'd
sense.
be
They're all
going back
working
to like,
together.
you haven't given me my cut this month.
Yeah,
What's going on? And he's like, dude, I'm trying. Just give me another week.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's where I look at you and go, I requested on Venmo that rent payment 4 days ago.
And I go, dude, the mail wasn't sent to my inbox.
Yeah. Invite must got lost
Next
in the
time,
mail.
just tell me.
How
Yeah.
about I tie you up and I touch you with a popsicle?
Holy shit.
There's our page. Yeah,
Oh!
you can find that on patreon.com.
You looked at me right away and knew. Damn it. That's exactly what went on in his brain. as soon as he said that.
Patreon.com/3dudes.
If you've never seen the movie,
Dude, yeah, Patreon. On Patreon, you'll find out what happens when I forget to click send on Venmo.
What movie?
The Punisher.
Oh, that's what happens.
Now does it click for you?
Jesus,
That's
Broden.
what I meant.
Earth to Broden.
No,
Fuck.
I clicked it a different way and then I clicked it that way.
Good Lord.
God damn it.
We're off the rails here, boys.
We fucked the movie.
But yes, an associate.
Nathan, you got something to say
No,
about we
I
touching
do.
popsicles
No,
or
you
what?
got
I
it.
could imagine you two like would be the two people that have to go around to like the businesses collecting the money, and
They'd be
you,
the errand
Liam, you would do
boys.
all the talking, and you would just have that candy bucket. And if they gave you the money, good, and if not, you're gonna be like,
On the porch. That's what he's referring
go
to.
grab a
I
piece
think.
of candy.
Oh no. Oh no.
That candy bucket.
That candy bucket.
That candy
The
bucket.
infamous
That one.
candy bucket.
If you guys haven't heard our Halloween episode,
The candy bucket full of Laffy Taffy.
Yeah, full short size Laffy
Full,
Taffies.
full cold size.
so an
Hard.
associate. Guys, back to the mob. Come on now.
Yep.
Guys, this is a very well structured, oiled machine here. We're running this podcast.
That's right.
We always stay on topic. No tangents.
Never.
An associate can
tangerines.
also be a criminal who serves as a go-between in criminal transactions or sometimes deals in drugs to keep police attention off the actual members, or they can simply be people the family has done business with. So restaurant owners, like I was talking about.
Yeah, that makes sense. They take the fall to take the heat off of someone else.
Yeah,
because
which is
they're the peons.
the peons. That's a good word. I like that word. Do you just
You R. Kelly or what?
Is that what you? Is
What
that two
into
words?
that?
So did you mean peons? Like you just pee on them, like they're worth nothing?
No, I meant peons is in the actual term.
Okay, that's what I was saying. But then you
Yeah,
said,
but then you said,
Yeah.
I like that word, peons. And, I said,
And then
like
you
that
said
word,
R.
huh?"
Kelly.
so you flipped it on me.
I did.
So rude.
I pulled a
of you.
fast one on you. That's fine. I can do that because I'm the Don.
And he's the soldier.
I sit in the corner with my back against the wall. I see everything.
You do.
Right
You
here.
got a wide angle lens on them eyeballs ears.
Yeah.
When a boss makes a decision, he rarely issues orders directly to workers who would carry it out, but instead passes instructions down through the chain of command. This way, the higher levels of the organization are insulated from the law enforcement attention if the lower level members who actually commit the crime should be captured or investigated, providing plausible deniability. So I don't know how you'd actually catch the Don. How do you catch him?
You don't.
That's like the big...
You got to have like undercover guys that get into the mob. Like, have you ever seen, what's that movie with the, I can't remember the guy's name, but he's in there. It's him and Ana de Armas and somebody else.
Oh my God. Don't even get me started on Ana de Armas.
That's crazy, huh?
It's fine. This is going to be a long episode. I figured it was going to happen.
But no, where like he infiltrates the like the Russian mob and he's a cop. And then at the beginning of the movie, he sees his name's like, I can't remember it. It's called like the,
Is it newer?
yeah, it's within like the last couple of years. And
The Irishman?
it's the same dude that plays like the main military guy in Suicide Squad.
Oof, God, you're deleting me shit here. I've seen Suicide Squad once, and I don't even know if I really watched it that closely.
What is it? It's like Nathan, what The Informant. That's what it is.
Oh my God, we watched that on the plane to Vegas.
Yes.
Did we not?
Yes, we did.
Yes. Okay. Gotcha.
The Informant. It's like that. So like where that guy
That's a movie. That's crazy.
like that's how you infiltrate the Don.
Yeah.
He's in there, and he's in the police, but like he's got like no record of him where towards the mob because like he used to be, well, I think military. He got discharged or something like that, and then like he joined the police and didn't have much of a history. But then got into that.
Was he in the police though, or was he in the mob and then he turned to the police and said, "Hey, I'll help you."
I believe he was a cop and then got too deep into the mob where the cop was like, the police department or FBI, whatever he was in, was like,
we can't work with you anymore.
Yeah, we're going to blow everything if we try and do this. And then he got sent to prison, had to try and get out on his own because they left him there. But yeah, that's how I think
The Informant. I remember watching that on the plane because we were the two middle aisles and then those crazy ladies from
my God, the quietest Canadians ever?
Yeah, the crazy so guys listening, we sat on the plane going to Vegas and me and Broden have the two middle aisle seats and two people to Broden's right and two people to my left. Guys, relax.
You just shoved the mic down my mouth.
It's all right. Two people.
Shut the fuck up.
Two people to Broden's right are these two crazy ladies from Estevan. Two people to my left are their two friends
crazy
from Estevan.
Yeah.
And these girls would not shut up the whole
I remember it so well because you had one lady sitting next to you and there was a seat in between. And I went, I will switch with your friend so I could sit next to my friend and your friend can sit next to you.
And you could three pack it, yeah.
And they go, no, we want to talk to you guys. And I said, that's crazy.
And it was miserable. We're not even going to talk about what happened at the crafts table when she found me again. We're going to leave that off the podcast.
I will not know how many times I had my eyes closed with my headphones in, noise canceling, everything. And I would just get smacked on the shoulder
on the arm,
like 40 times going, did you hear that? Did you hear that? Obviously, I didn't fucking hear it because I didn't acknowledge any of it.
Hear
what? On the plane.
These two chicks. So we were on the plane. You were taking a piss, obviously, but
No, I heard.
we were on the plane.
Yeah.
These chicks from Canada sitting next to us, just fucking with us the whole time. And then they were staying at the same hotel as us. They were at the Flamingo.
Yeah.
And we ran into them by chance.
Like not even once.
No, but like in relation to when you were on the plane, hear what? Like the fucking people on the
anything.
No, like they were like having so it was me and Easton, right?
Yeah.
And then on the other side of Easton was one of their friends, and on both sides of me was two of them. So there was three of them and two of us, right?
Okay. We were outnumbered,
and we were in the middle, and they were just having conversation over us,
over top of us.
And like, well, we were sitting there trying to watch the movie or take a nap
because I had my iPad on the tray, and Broden was watching across the aisle.
It
sucked.
We synced our. AirPods.
They
or whatever,
suck
but
so bad.
Yeah.
They suck
That's
so bad.
horrible.
Some of the worst people.
Unless you
ever.
guys are listening. You guys are fun. Let's go again sometime.
No. If you guys are listening, please never ever do anything like that to anybody else because that was the worst plane ride of my life.
Plane experiences are different, man. Like,
It's a lawless place.
it's so crazy. You sit on a plane if you're flying solo and you've got to like, I wonder who I'm going to sit next to.
Yeah.
And the people you sit, one time I sat next to this guy, I swear he was 500 pounds. And I don't care if you're big, but like, obviously it was uncomfortable for me. Like, man spreading, he was in the middle seat. I'm like, if you're that big, why are you picking the middle seat? I would have paid $30 for him to have the aisle. Just flip with the other person.
I would
an
have paid
uncomfortable
extra
flight,
money
but-
to have them send me to the fuselage, like the cockpit, like the bag.
The luggage.
Yeah,
But yeah, I mean,
Piece of
it's
flight.
obviously it's not, it sucks that they're like that, but like it's, sucks. I got to endure that for the whole plane ride.
That's why it's nice where whenever I go down to see my family down in Indiana,
Mm-hmm.
take the train.
Okay. There you go.
Hardly anyone on the train. You get 2 full seats to yourself. Prop the laptop up, watch a movie, fall asleep. Nobody fucks with you. Nobody talks to you.
how long
I've-
does that train ride take?
Longer.
I've never,
No shit, longer, but
it's not going 500 miles an hour.
no, it ain't. It's probably going like 120.
I want to say
miles an hour,
probably
or maybe 100
15 or 16 hours.
to Indiana on the train.
Yeah.
I've never rode on a passenger train.
Me either.
Okay.
I've never ridden on a train at all.
Now that you say that, I've never also,
That like
I don't know if I've
just
ever
not
ridden-
even a passenger train. Never went the hobo route and hopped on the graffiti train.
Stick. Knapsack with a stick.
I don't know if
Yeah.
I've ever even seen the inside of one in person.
It's not.
I have.
They're not bad. Well, because whenever when I was going to college in St. Cloud, that's how I got home because I didn't have my truck down there, so I wouldn't have to drive anywhere.
Oh, really?
So I would take the train, come back home. And I mean, that's 8,
Where
9
do
hours.
the trains go pretty much
So it's
anywhere
got
you want to?
Essentially.
There's a lot of
I mean-
like passenger railroads. There's a
Like,
lot of them.
if I wanted to get a train ride from Minot to somewhere random, I could.
You could get
I mean, not-
pretty
I
damn
wouldn't say
close.
random.
I
You
would say
could go to
close.
a-
Like any state?
Yeah.
Could I
Any
get to any
state,
state?
100%, 100%.
Yeah, any state. Yeah, because it travels everywhere.
Crazy. I
That's
should
where
take
that's where it's
trains.
crazy.
Like
that,
passenger rail is pretty.
Let's take a
common.
train on our next trip.
dude, it's not
just
bad.
to do it.
Why not? I don't know.
Well, you have to.
It,
I mean,
dude,
you have to
it
plan
can't be
for
much more than paying for gas. For
Does it go
a car.
straight? Just straight through?
It
It
don't.
depends on where you go.
stop.
It depends on because I mean that's why it's like so it's less time for me to drive because I don't have to stop as much. That's the thing is that when I go from Minot to Indiana, I stop in
4 different
Fargo,
places.
in like 3 places in Minnesota.
Do I have
This
to
other
see
place.
a Greyhound bus?
No,
Ever?
you're on the train. I mean, it depends on
Let's
where
do
you go.
that next time.
This train isn't going to derail
Greyhound.
to
Let's
a
take a
population
public
of
bus.
20 people.
So the train stops at stations, and you got to stop
Holy shit!
in Fargo. But it's like it
does
doesn't
a
go from
plane
it's a
stop
train.
at airports.
yeah, but like it doesn't go from like you have to stop in Fargo for the train.
Yeah, because people that live in Fargo that want to take the train have to get on it. So they have to fucking stop the train in Fargo.
No, I understand that, but I'm saying like you can't get one Minot that just skips Fargo, like a
No.
plane,
Because
like a
the
plane.
plane
skips
has
cities.
a lot
There's
less
not
layovers.
40 railroad tracks laid
A
out.
plane has a lot less layovers because it can
There's more
go
air.
wherever it wants.
It's a fucking plane.
It can fly all around. That's okay.
It does what it wants.
No.
Guys, let's maybe talk about the
Holy shit! We're gonna have to have a
Mom
part
on
two.
this
We're
one.
gonna have
Okay,
to have
okay,
a part
okay.
two.
Son of a bitch.
How many Ks did you just say? What was that?
3.
Oh.
God damn it!
Okay, so plausible deniability. That's where we left off. Frequently, ruling panels have been set up wherein a boss goes to jail to divide the responsibility of the family. These usually consist of 3 or 5 members. This also helps divert police attention from any one member. The family messenger and street boss were positions created by former Genovese family leader Vincent Gigante. Do you remember the Genovese crime family?
No.
I don't either, but I know it's one of the bigger ones. Also, have you guys seen the movie Crime and Penalties?
No.
No.
Crime and Penalties is a documentary, came out on Netflix. It's a part of that, all those new documentaries that are coming out. They have one like Malice in the Palace, the And one, the
And one sounds like an Allen Iverson documentary.
Fuck off.
well, it's the And one basketball thing.
Oh,
is it actually?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So it's like all of these different documentaries about, so like Malice in the Palace.
Yeah.
Remember when there was the
Malice.
people-
Yeah.
fuck, I can't remember. Ron Artest. That's what it was. The Ron Artest.
Yeah.
And he punched a fan and everything. Liam doesn't know
Don't
shit about
remember that.
He doesn't know shit about sports. There's a technical foul one.
Yeah.
There's a big technical foul called on some college basketball game, I think.
Yeah.
So crime and penalties was one. During the 2003 or 2004 NHL lockout,
2004.
yeah, I think it's
I
2004.
remember that.
Shut the fuck.
2003, the New Jersey Devils won the Stanley Cup, I think. Not sure, but I think they did. And this crime boss leader guy bought a team in the UHL, which is the United Hockey League, because there was a lockout. And he created, it was called the Trashers. I can't remember what city it was from.
Atlanta? The Atlanta Thrashers?
Nope. The
No.
Trashers. It was their logo was a garbage can. And he was a crime family, so they were laundering money through this hockey team. And his son,
It's like mattress firm.
17, yes, pretty much. This 17-year-old son was the GM of this hockey team. And they ended up
17-year-old kid.
yeah, and they ended up signing Mike Rupp, I think. No. Was it
Okay.
Mike Rupp? Mike Rupp played for the
thought it
Devils
was,
at
yeah.
the time.
Yeah.
And he went and played for the Trashers. And yeah, it was crazy.
Just
But
destroyed.
really good. And I'm not going to spoil it for you how the documentary ends, but you should watch it. It's really good. They just had a bunch of badass. They would fight and just literally fuck the other team up,
Oh yeah.
and that's what they like.
It's like the movie Goon.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much exactly that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I can see
Liam, I'm
you
gonna
saying,
goddamn
he knows
strangle this man.
he knows what the movie Goon
I've
is.
seen the movie Goon.
Yeah, he knows what that is.
I don't know.
Everything else he agreed with.
I couldn't tell you
has no
fuck
idea.
off for everything you just said.
So the mafia, why it started, it began as a way of life, a way to protect one's family and loved ones from the injustice of the government. So that's actually why it started before they started doing the alcohol,
Like
and
Assassin's
the
Creed.
cocaine and the heroin and the racketeering and the extortion, all of it.
No.
It's just to protect the family from the
They
government.
were
The
going to
way of
become
life. We didn't
ungovernable.
want to do moral things, so we did all these unmoral things.
Exactly. So when alcohol ceased to be prohibited in 1933, the mafia diversified its money-making criminal activities to include both old and new illegal gambling operations, loan sharking, extortion, protection rackets, drug trafficking, fencing, and labor racketeering through. Did you like how I had to put all my fingers?
I thought
up?
you were going
I was
to
gonna
pass
say,
over and have me start
anything-
fucking labeling them for you.
And anything that we decided was not good, they did.
Yeah,
And,
and-
said, it's a way of our life. Don't take that away from us.
You ain't going to fucking tell us what to do.
And
So-
then the very last one on there was, we make good fucking pizza. And they were like,
That's
The
bullshit.
Sicilian slice. So labor racketeering through control of labor unions. You guys are in the union, so you kind of understand
Union
this.
guy. I'm in a mafia.
the labor union is good, I guess.
In one of the biggest unions, which we'll get to after this next bullet point, is the Teamsters.
I've heard about them.
Have you
I've
actually?
heard about a Teamster. Yeah. I couldn't tell you.
Are you lying?
No, I'm dead serious.
Okay,
I've heard.
'cause
I've heard the term Teamster.
The Teamsters was in Las Vegas when the gaming. I don't know exactly know what it was, but they operated the gaming.
Like the gambling scene.
Yes.
Mm.
So the Teamsters made sure that the gambling was happening properly. Blah 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 blah.
Right.
There's more to it. Have you guys ever seen the movie Casino?
No.
I think I might
Have you ever seen the movie The Punisher?
No, but I've heard a lot of good things about it.
The whole plot is fucking sewer now that I've told you.
So mob control, in addition, they could raid the union's health and pension funds, extort businesses with threats of a worker strike, and participate in bid rigging. So you guys are in the union. They're pretty much
Yes.
fucking this up, hey? The whole union. All
Sounds
the
like it.
unions. Okay.
As far as I know.
I'm not going to say anything. I don't want anybody to come after me.
That's
But
true. That's fair. The Giovanti family or whatever it was.
yeah.
In New York City, most construction projects could not be performed without the five families' approval. In the port and loading dock industries, the mafia bribed union members to tip them off to valuable items being brought in. Mobsters would then steal these products and fence the stolen merchandise.
Dude, how insane that has to be. In New York, you have to be one of the 5 heads of the
Yeah.
family to approve anything.
Like, we want to build
In
the
New
skyscraper.
York.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
want to build the
In New
skyscraper.
Fuck the mayor.
We're talking like
to the mafia.
Yeah.
One of the biggest cities in the world.
That was probably, when I was doing my research, the biggest thing. I was like, wow. Like, to build anything, to do anything in New York, you had to talk to the mafia.
Yeah.
And then to
That's
be
sick
in
how
charge
much
of one of
pull
those.
they had.
Yeah. And
You-
yeah,
you
you're
were-
the Don of that family.
Yeah, you're bigger than the president.
And I think that all comes probably with when you have that many mafia families. You think there is an aspect of mutual respect between them
You have
to
to
where
because
because you wouldn't go to war with another mafia family because it could potentially never end. I mean, this guy has protection because he's under this family, and this guy
Right.
has protection because he's
Right.
under this family. So they don't mess with each other, and that's where it gets into like probably like a sectional like turf war type of deal.
that's
And
what
when
I
they
mean.
do
Like,
mess
we're
with
like you think like think of a president. You think of a president could probably be bought and paid for by the mafia, but you don't think the mafia or like a certain family could be bought and paid for by
someone
the,
else.
Yeah,
Yeah. Which is
Because they don't
weird.
give a fuck. That's why they're in the mafia.
exactly. That's what I mean. Like, and then to have that much pull over one of the biggest cities in the world, we're talking like millions and millions.
And if we
and
talk
millions of
about
people.
being in the mafia, this must just be a bunch of people that did not give a fuck about anything other than their own family.
right and money, and
Money in your own family. Because even if I want to start a mafia, there's no way I could ever order someone to go kill somebody.
Well,
for the right price, you could
yeah.
if you had enough money.
Yeah. There are people that don't give a
Dude,
fuck.
if you gave me enough money, I would kill somebody. I'm not going to say
But
what
even
that
if-
price is.
Come on, tell our investors.
Dude, it like
But
at
even
least
like-
$5.
But if I'm the Don of the Bennett family, how much money would I have to get for me to say, Liam, if he's my consigliere, you have to go kill Broden Wunderlich? Would I ever morally be able to do that? I don't think so.
I think you
Because I'm
definitely
North
If it-
Dakota nice.
well,
but I think the biggest thing about it was not only how much am I getting paid, but like if it were to get snuffed out, how much protection do I have from you and your family?
Yeah, I mean, the amount of palms that were greased back then, because the entire police force.
That's a good saying.
love that.
Yeah.
Palms that were greased.
Yeah, because that's entirely what it boils down to. Is that's why the mafia, the mob, everything, they never got in trouble is because the entire police force were working for them. I mean, you saw
Like dirty
exactly.
cops.
I mean, your note that was just there about them. They couldn't build anything without getting permission from the mob. The cops couldn't touch these families
apparently
because of the pull that they had. Because if
We're building your police
They
station.
had
Don't
taught-
fucking arrest
yeah.
us.
if this is a cop, this is just a cop. There's 40 other, I don't know, whatever, say Teamsters, whatever you want, that people that would go and hit this person
Like in-
because they had protection from a higher up and a
Yeah.
higher up and a higher up. They
It's all
couldn't-
about what you got on the backside, you know?
I think
I can do whatever I want because I know this guy.
Like,
He'll
it's
stab
almost
you in the
like-
jugular.
Dude, like connections are just as or more valuable than money is.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to the mob and mafia and shit like that.
And it's crazy. You think about like, why did it escalate to this point? Was there ever a government entity, whether it be the police force or the FBI or whatever it is, that could have shut it down before it got to the point where they had this much power? You know what I mean?
Well,
I mean,
maybe.
but I suppose
maybe
you
like early on, but like how big do you think the mob or the mafia is now?
I suppose if you set up the structure where it had what we talked about with the boss, the underboss, consigliere, capos, all of that, and you just have all of your associates and you not brainwash them, but almost trick them into saying, hey, you work for us, you do this, and then you start
make
doing all
sure
these
they're-
murders, all these crimes.
It's loyalty.
You
Like ride or die type people.
that's where
you
it's-
can never get the top guy.
Yeah.
Well,
You
it's like-
start with that structure.
Would you choose your family or your job? You know what I mean?
and you know, Italian families are huge anyway.
On family.
Yeah.
And they're big on family too.
That's
Like,
what- yeah,
there's
that's what-
nothing more important than
That's
family.
what Dom Toretto taught me.
In the Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, everything.
Your own family didn't teach you that.
Yeah.
But a movie
Dom
did.
did.
Oh, yeah, you know
A
Dom.
movie about cars did that.
Me and
What
Dom
did,
go
what
way
did
back.
the movie
not about-
Cars with Owen Wilson teach you then?
It's not about cars, okay? It's about family.
Nothing stronger than family.
With Letty
Yeah.
and Paul Walker. Rest in peace.
Rip.
Yeah. That poor tree. What?
What? He says what after? That's horrible, bro.
No, but with like
Said a lot of words.
trying to snuff out the power and everything like that. I mean, if everything's underground, you have no idea how much power they have until they have too
That's what I'm
much.
saying.
Well, and even they had cooperation with the U.S. government, which is actually the next point on my list. Did you
Let's
know
hear
that?
I
Go ahead.
just said about it.
I just said talked. Is that the word? I just said about it.
Said things.
Just moved my mouth and talked about it. During World War II, U.S. naval intelligence entered into an agreement with Lucky Luciano to gain his assistance in keeping the New York waterfront free from saboteurs after the destruction of the SS Normandy. This spectacular disaster convinced both sides to talk seriously about protecting the United States East Coast on the afternoon of February 9th, 1942. So pretty much the ship blew up. And now that the notes I'm reading, I don't think I added enough context to know what I'm talking about.
Well, when you think about like when that ties into like why are there never wars fought on U.S. soil anymore? It's because like the people
Anymore,
like the mob,
were there ever?
Yeah, like this Civil War. But like the Revolutionary, the French Indian, or all that stuff.
Where was the Alamo?
In San Antonio.
So that was fought in Mexico.
That was the Mexican-American War.
Gotcha. Did it ever get into Texas?
Yeah, well, the Alamo is in fucking Texas.
You just told me it's in
San Antonio.
Yeah, that's in Texas. Yeah.
But like, so that's what I mean. Like, so like, if you have ties to people like that, it almost becomes like, because like the reason why there are no wars fought in American soil is because the biggest militia in the world are the American citizens, because they have so many guns and stuff like that, where it's like, you try and fuck with people like that, like the mob.
We'll shoot you, yeah.
Yeah, like they're...
And the FBI is like, fuck it, we'll work with our even criminals.
You might as well work with them instead of like trying to combat them.
Maybe that's why the U.S. has imprisoned so many people. We're the number one country for imprisoned people, right? Because if there's ever a war on our own soil, we're just going to release the hounds.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're just going to give them all guns.
Like COD zombies, like fetch me their souls.
Idea.
We're like, hey, there's a bunch of Brits coming over here.
No, give if you tell them like you will have amnesty if you kill like these Russian people that are invading or whatever it is that invades our country.
Or we're like, hey, fuck up everyone riding a horse that calls themselves the RCMP.
Yeah.
Royal Canadian Mountain Police.
Is that what
the Mounties?
Yeah. The Mounties. And we just let our incarcerated people go.
Yeah, you just say, like, if it got that bad to where you'd be like, all these terrible people are going to come out, hundreds of thousands of them.
Whether it's petty theft or it's Jeffrey Dahmer, we just let them fly with a weapon of their choice.
A dude that brutally murdered hundreds of people.
That'd be cool if you give them a weapon of their choice.
What do you want? Yeah, that's kind of what they do to special forces. But yeah, we'll give it to them. We'll give it to a serial killer.
Yeah.
They're like, I want a sickle.
No, fuck that. You know how many people are going to ask for a rocket launcher?
None.
I would.
I wouldn't ask for a rocket launcher.
RPG? You think it hurts your shoulder to shoot?
I'd ask for like a single shot rifle. That's what I'd ask for. And I'd hang out way back there.
And you'd quick scope.
I'd hang out way back. Way back, like not near.
Like a pansy ass.
Well, you would, but you're not a criminal. A criminal is probably
I'm not a deranged psychopath. I'm just a little bit deranged.
Criminals are probably good with the shanks they made inside of their cells.
Probably because not a lot of people, not other people have guns in there except for the security guys.
Yeah.
So and you don't give a criminal a 9-inch blade on a battlefield. You give him a gun.
Could though.
Knives. You don't bring a knife to a gunfight.
But you bring a knife to a knife fight.
Yeah.
And if we tell the Russians,
fist fight. Yeah.
If we tell the Russians, no guns this war,
no guns,
keep it clean.
We're gonna do all knives, and they're like, "Fuck no, we know how many people you guys are setting free out of them bars."
Those people are gonna make their own guns. It's like the people in Chicago when they had the gun buyback and people started making their own guns.
They had the crafting bench, and they're just whipping them up. In August 1960, Colonel Sheffield Edwards, director of the Office of Security of the Central Intelligence Agency, also known as...
What'd you say?
The Central Intelligence Agency?
Oh, the CIA.
Yep.
See, this is why I never know what's going on. Everything you just read off that list just went straight out of my ears. I am not a fucking...
That was the perfect description of you as a person.
Yeah.
What did you just say? Yeah, the CIA proposed the assassination of Cuban head of state Fidel Castro by mafia assassins. So we talked about this in what episode was that?
I think it was episode 6.
Assassins. Oh, on the assassins.
Yeah.
So they talked
episode 6. That was pulled directly out of your ass.
Yeah.
So the mafia assassins. I don't know if we touched on that in the assassins episode, but Jesus Christ.
Hey, watch the JC bumps.
Come on.
I believe in him, so I can say it.
That's go on.
It's not how it works.
So we're talking about what about
That's
the notes?
the opposite of how it works.
Oh, we're bros. We're tight. We talk every night. Pursued a series of plots to poison or shoot
Just shows
Castro.
up and goes, "What do you want? What do you need?"
In 2007, Linda Shiro, so this one's kind of cool. Linda Shiro testified in an unrelated court case that her late boyfriend, Gregory Scarpa, a capo in the Colombo family, had been recruited by the FBI to help find the bodies of 3 civil rights workers who had been murdered in Mississippi in 1964 by the Ku Klux Klan.
Holy shit! That I was gonna say that scares me because growing up, the neighbors of my parents' house,
We're a part of the
Ku Klux
KKK.
Klan.
no, they were Colombos. Their last name was Colombo.
Really?
So no, and they were always really kind of weird. I'm sorry if you're listening to this. I don't even know their names. Never tried.
You know
to
they're the Columbos.
Yeah, but I know they're the Colombos. So now I'm just like
They could have been a part of the
creepy
family.
people that showed up out of nowhere, huh?
Yeah.
Mm.
So she testified that Scarpa, her boyfriend, had threatened a Klansman by placing a gun in the Klansman's mouth, forcing the Klansman to reveal the location of the bodies. So
Holy
that's
shit.
yeah. I mean, the FBI is like, hey, go find this Klansman. We got to figure out who killed him.
That's like in when in the Batman movie when the Joker shoves a blade in what's her name, Maggie Gyllenhaal's mouth or whatever.
Oh yeah, I don't remember that part, but I'll follow.
You don't
along.
remember that part of the Dark Knight
No.
Maybe.
with Heath Ledger at the ball? I don't remember Maggie Gyllenhaal's character's name. I can't remember her name for the life of me.
I can't either. Maybe I'm not remembering this movie.
But
as
Heath
well as
Ledger
I
like
thought.
has the blade like right here, like fish hooking her with the blade.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna have to go rewatch the movie. I'm not familiar.
That's one of the greatest
should, though.
movies ever.
I know. I know. I know. Okay, I know it is.
Speaking of great movies,
What do you got?
What's your top one? If you had to pick one movie?
my favorite movie is probably Warrior.
Oh, if you have to give me top 10.
Gladiator. It was the Gladiator.
Gladiator's a good comfort movie. Gladiator.
A good comfort movie.
For me, I don't
What
know
else?
What'd you?
why. Robin Hood, also with Russell Crowe. Robin Hood, really good.
You have a thing for Russell Crowe?
Is it Noah's Ark too, or Noah
first of all,
with
he's
Russell
a
Crowe?
good-looking man. Second of all, he's a great actor. So, I'm a fan.
Yeah.
The Punisher.
Good
Anyway,
one.
that list is
Yeah.
anyway.
I've never seen The Punisher.
You should watch it.
I'll add it to the list. I've been on a movie kick lately.
No.
So, yeah, I'm going to add it to the list and I'll watch it.
Good.
So, the mob eventually went to Vegas. Are you familiar with this story, either of you?
Vegas?
No, the mob going to Vegas?
No. To visit or just to
Yeah, they went on a boys' trip.
just all the fellas.
of all 5 families.
All the Dons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Meyer Lansky made inroads into the casino industry in Cuba during the 1930s while the mafia was already involved in exporting Cuban sugar and rum. Fidel Castro then banned the U.S. investment in the country, putting an end to the mafia's presence in Cuba, and Las Vegas was seen as an open city where the family could work. So the story goes, you guys haven't seen the movie Casino, which you should really watch it. Really good movie. It's with Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci.
Ooh, I like both those guys.
And so pretty much Robert De Niro's character becomes this guy that runs a casino. It's called, what is it called in the movie?
The Flamingo.
Nope.
Oh.
It's based on the story though. He pretty much starts running, it's not that exact story, but he starts running this casino and it's run by the mob. And how it works is the cash would come in from all the gaming. And then the people would go in, everyone would turn their back. They'd skim money off the top. And then they'd bring it back to the mob bosses in New York. And the casino would continue moving on. So that's what they did. They went to Vegas. They started skimming money off the top and running all these areas. They got loans from the Teamsters Pension Fund, a union they effectively controlled, and used legitimate frontmen to build casinos. So the frontman was Robert De Niro's character.
That's like
Actually,
the
no.
other guys. Like when they have a reallocation meeting for the police
Oh, yep.
union, and it ends up going to the guy that's trying to pay back all his shit.
With
to the
what's the
mob.
guy's name? The scaffolding permit? Who'd the guy they arrest with the scaffolding permit?
I can't remember, but
We'll figure it out. Someone comment. When money came into the counting room, hired men skimmed cash before it was recorded, then delivered it to their respective bosses. And before we get into some famous mob stories, the Bugsy Siegel, name ring a bell?
That's the guy who started the flamingo, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I actually listened to a podcast a couple weeks ago.
Fuck off, man.
What?
You said yeah, like you knew exactly what the hell we even were in the ballpark of.
Yeah. The guy that started the flamingo?
Go on.
Bugsy Siegel?
Bugsy Siegel. So he actually didn't start the flamingo. Some other guy started it. Bugsy Siegel came in. He was kind of a piece of shit. And then where the fuck is the notes on this? I had Bugsy Siegel. Oh yeah, right here.
Nathan.
So he took over from somebody. Liam's getting a beer. Okay. I was really confused, guys. Sorry. So Bugsy Siegel took over from this guy. Pretty much the flamingo, when it opened, was a flop. It was not even finished being built when they opened it. And then the mob eventually just killed him. So he was known as one of the most feared mobsters of the 30s and 40s. Siegel was also known as a prolific womanizer.
Gross.
He had
Like
major,
Britney Spears.
major riz.
Great.
He ran a major prostitution ring, romanced actresses and socialties, and even finagled a deal to have female visitors allowed while he was in jail. It's still unclear who took down the father of modern Las Vegas, but Siegel was shot twice in the head through the window while relaxing in his girlfriend's home, with the pressure causing his left eye to blow out of its socket.
Good grief.
Yeah, so two mobsters pretty much. He eventually got the casino to start working, but the mob had had enough, and they just went to his house and shot him in the head.
What do you got?
You got something for us?
We got to come up with different signals for when you guys want beer or me to research something, because Liam pointed at me, and what was in my brain at the time was you were saying
Research
something about scaffolding permits.
Mm-hmm.
So,
You've been looking at
of
scaffolding
that,
permits
and
for
I came up with David Ershon.
David Ershon. Yes.
David Ershon.
We love that.
Yeah.
Honestly,
That's
yes.
perfect for this.
Usually, what we'll go from now on is we'll verbalize the research things. We'll say it, and then Liam will do some weird
Did you
hand
catch
motion
me the
thing.
first time? Because when I just asked you for a beer, I did this. And I think that's pretty...
Well, did you want me to look up David
We
Ershon?
wanted the Ershon thing too. Yeah.
I thought you were
That
talking
too.
about an actual thing in real life.
No,
No, no.
someone-
It's
In
Oh,
real life,
you guys were
wanted
talking
to
about some
drink,
aim for the
not in the
bushes
movie.
shit.
He didn't want to
Hey,
drink in the movie.
that was a twofer right there. I mean, we got two birds thrown to once.
Cigarette
I got a beer
and a
and
sandwich?
we're all
two
enlightened.
birds
Oh, yeah.
stoned at once.
Part of a cigarette and two bites of sandwich.
on the ground.
But yeah,
I
so
love that.
so that's Bugsy Siegel. The only other thing I want to touch on this episode was the mob museum in Vegas. There is a mob museum that
I
pretty
gotta
much
go.
goes over. We talked about going.
We're going.
Yeah, next time we go to Vegas, we'll go to the mob museum. It's downtown, right across from Circa, I think. And
It's on Fremont.
Yeah, it's on Fremont. Not on Fremont Street, but it's right next to it. And pretty much they have the history of the mob and pretty much everything they did, that kind of thing. I also went to the wax museum that was at the Venetian, and they have Bugsy Siegel sitting in the chair,
Really?
like a wax Bugsy Siegel, obviously.
They must have a shit pot of celebrities in that thing.
That
Because I see
it was
people
so
who go to
cool.
Vegas like all the time on like their Instagram, whatever.
Mhm.
And it's like, why is that person in wax?
Yeah,
Like-
first person, Lady Gaga, tiny.
Yeah.
Like
Literally,
5
like-
foot, I bet you she's like 5'1".
Literally, yeah, I think she's 5 foot or 5'1". She's literally so small. I was like, Jesus.
That's the
And
part.
all the other people you see, like Vin Diesel,
Yeah, small.
literally
Yeah, 5
small.
foot
Makes me feel so good because you see all these big name actors and they're just big. I mean,
Yeah.
great looking man, attractive, and then they're like 5'8" or something
Yeah.
like that. It's like, just a little guy.
Yeah,
Not that against anyone that's 5'8", short king,
short
but
kid.
me myself,
Yeah,
you know,
not 5'8".
6 foot. So
But yeah,
Heart,
and
your heart
then you
doesn't
get up,
start with this, a 5. Feels
Yeah.
good.
and then they have Shaq too. So you go from Vin Diesel to Shaq, and,
And then-
like,
yeah,
okay,
And
right next
Shaq's
to each
height
other.
starts with
I get
a
it.
7.
yeah, I get it. But yeah, that's our episode on the mob. You guys got anything else to say about the mob?
Unique. I mean, I think it's interesting. I think it's really cool that
There's a lot.
Someone
we
can
could
have
win
that
some
level of
stories.
power.
Yeah,
I think it's crazy that like a lot of this stuff starts with like family ties, like how important family is to those
Yeah.
people. You know what I mean?
It's everything.
Like they will literally do some of the sickest, foulest shit.
they'll
in the-
murder.
in the name of their family.
All
They'll
for
go
a
to
last
prison.
name.
Yeah,
They'll go to prison.
right.
Dude,
Or
if I
how-
was ever
sacrifice,
about to go to
like-
prison and I had the chance to rat someone out, I'm doing it that fast.
You would
Holy
never
shit.
make it in a mob. You would
Never,
be
ever,
so
no.
fucked. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing though, is that they would hire these people on to cover them That's like the very lowest of the low.
Yeah.
As those people would go to prison for them.
And they'd be chumps. Yeah.
Yeah.
I could never do it. I'd
You
rat out somebody.
wouldn't
But they
be
were
a chump.
compensated for it fairly. They'd get out after whatever their 1, 2, 3, whatever
Yeah.
year stint that they would have to do. And they'd say, thank you for doing that. Here's whatever.
But I think
Yeah,
my
here's
biggest fear is
$400,000.
I think my biggest
But
fear
back
is
then it was probably 500.
prison life. I don't want to live in prison. I don't even like the thought of
But
being in prison.
I had to feel like if you went to prison for the mob, you would have protection in prison.
That's true.
Yeah.
Nice. Is that what you were
Yeah.
about to
That's
say?
what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
That's huge. Yeah.
But-
exactly.
It's still prison life. I mean, actually, I heard a TikTok the other day of a guy talking about being in prison. He says pretty much just like being with your bros. You get to hoop all day and you get to hang out, play cards.
Didn't we talk about
We
this
talked
where
about
you
how
were saying like,
casual prison life was.
yeah,
now.
like prison can't be like, that's why you're in prison. You can't just like have a nice life in prison. That's why it's prison.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then someone else, and then they rebutted whatever. They left a comment about, well, prison's not just for the guys that are bad. You know, it's also
Then what's prison
rehab
for?
them.
Yeah.
Because
Then
it's also,
that's
it's
why
also
there's
rehabilitation
rehab.
for them. Yeah, well, I mean, it's all different. I don't know.
But then the guy also went on to say, well, besides the stabbings and the murderings, it was pretty good. Not
Yeah.
good, but he said it wasn't as
Besides the
shit.
sodomization and the stabbings and
Yeah.
all that, all the people getting the shit beat out of them, it was pretty good.
But once you
So
get around
one day
that,
a week, it
once
was
you
nice.
get around that, yeah.
And that was usually Sunday because it was fried chicken day and everybody was happy.
I wouldn't make it in prison, I'll tell you that much. But
Yeah.
what do you do?
I don't think you would. I don't know if any of us would. It's
No.
fucking prison.
But all right,
Depends where the prison is, but yeah.
let's wrap this. Episode 17, The Mob. Thank you guys for listening.
Oh,
Thank you guys for
Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Please leave a rating and a review and leave a comment that we can read on the next show.
For the love of God, let it come.
Not sure if this
You
is
know
going to be one episode or two, but what are we at, Nathan? 2 hours? Less?
$1.39.
$1.30. Okay, we'll go
So
on.
and
episode.
then-
What do you, I mean, merch.
Yeah.
We're
Oh,
gonna-
merch. Yes. So we've talked about doing some merch. Let us know if you'd buy merch. Obviously, we're not doing it for the profits. We're not trying to make money off this, but just to kind of get the name out there for you guys to have a sweatshirt, a hat, a shirt, whatever it might be. We're going to throw a logo together, maybe get some of the most famous quotes of the show and create some designs around that.
Yeah.
And then maybe launch something like that. That's
We'll
kind of
see.
what we're thinking, right?
Yeah. If you
We'll get-
want something to rep,
Yeah, we'll get our dedicated listeners something to wear.
Yeah.
Beanie,
You know,
sweatshirt,
yeah.
shirt. You name it. You let us
hook you
know.
up a little bit if we can, you know.
Yeah. So that's what we're going for. Let us know if that's something you guys would be interested in. And again, leave a comment. Let us know what you thought about the show or anything that we might have fucked up in the show. Leave a rating and review. Gets our
Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter.
that's where all
Like
our
us on Facebook.
that's all our clips are at. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Do all the things. Just pretty much just spam our phones and we'll go
Love
from there.
us.
But next week we'll be back. Episode 18 of the Three Dudes podcast will be next week. But thank you guys for tuning in.
This was the mob.